You probably know that Spain is a meat-loving country because they are world famous for their ham, or as they call it here, jamon. But there are actually vegetarian and vegan tapas that you can find if you're looking for something meatless to go with your drink. Hola, this is Alex. I live in Madrid, and since I don't eat meat, I know how it can be so challenging to find vegetarian and vegan options when eating out here in Spain. But you can still enjoy the tapas culture while you're in town. Part of the fun in this country is going to bars with your friends, maybe staying in an outdoor terraza, and having something to munch on while hanging out. Tapas are small plates of food that you have with a drink, and here are some of the meatless ones that you can enjoy. Let's start off with the vegetarian ones, which may contain egg or dairy products. First up, the potato omelette or tortilla de patata. As the name implies, it has of course potatoes, but sometimes it can have onions as well. This is also called tortilla española sometimes, and it is considered by some as a national dish. There are even some competitions to find out who makes the best tortilla de patata in the country, and a lot of restaurants claim that they have the best tortilla de patata. It all depends on your taste and your preference, but there are a lot of restaurants that really have good versions. It can be eaten hot or cold, and the classic tortilla comes with or without onions. Although you can find some places that offer variations of this dish, sometimes they add spinach, cheese, or some other ingredient. Next, we have cheese or queso as it's called here. The most famous Spanish cheese is queso manchego, which is famous all over the world. But they do have different kinds of cheese that are pretty good. They have cheese from goat's milk, sheep's milk, and cow's milk, and sometimes they have a combination of these different kinds of milk as well. In some places, you can order cheese platters so that you can sample different types of cheese from all over the country. Then there's berenjena con miel or eggplant with honey. These usually come in thin slices or sometimes in sticks. They're sometimes dipped in flour or batter, then quickly fried in olive oil. This is usually served with honey drizzled on top, or sometimes the honey comes on the side. One of my favorite tapas is the meatless version of a very famous Spanish dish, which are the croquetas or croquettes in English. These usually have ham in them, but some places do serve them without meat and they have spinach, cheese, or mushrooms in them. So do check out these vegetarian versions of the croqueta. You can also try pisto con huevo or ratatouille with fried egg. Pisto is basically a mix of vegetables that are made into a chunky sauce. Then you add an egg, a fried egg on top of it. You can also find pisto without the egg in restaurants, and this is sometimes called pisto manchego, and this version is vegan. And speaking of vegan, here are some other plant-based tapas that you can try. We have the pimientos de Padron or peppers of Padron, an area in Galicia in the north of Spain. These peppers are small and green, and they are usually mild. What makes eating pimientos de Padron interesting is that sometimes you will find one that is super spicy. So it's a kind of Russian roulette. You could be eating a plate with your friends and then all of you are just enjoying the dish and suddenly someone will be doing this because the pepper will be super spicy. The peppers are fried in olive oil. They're served whole with a sprinkling of rock salt. Let's move on to patatas bravas or fried potatoes with brava sauce. These are super popular in the country and you can find it all over Spain, although it is believed to have originated from Madrid. It's also very easy to find a bad version of this dish, and sometimes the sauce is just a combination of ketchup and mayonnaise, so be careful. The best versions of patatas bravas are crispy and crunchy with a spicy brava sauce that's made of tomato sauce and paprika. Just make sure that you ask if the stock that they use is made of vegetables to make sure that you are eating something that is vegan. Sometimes these potatoes are served with aioli along with the brava sauce, and this makes it vegetarian and not vegan because aioli has some egg in it. So make sure that you ask questions when you're ordering patatas bravas in any bar or restaurant. Or even better, do your research before going to a place just to make sure that they are going to be vegan.
The next one on the list is usually served for breakfast, but you can have it as a tapa as well. This is bread with tomato or pan con tomate, Pantomaca or Pantomaca. I hope I pronounced that right. It also has olive oil and garlic and is considered a staple of Catalan cuisine.
Gazpacho or cold tomato soup comes from Andalusia, but it is very popular all throughout the country. It is usually served in a bowl or in a glass to be drunk like juice. It's very refreshing and is more often served during the summer. Vinegar is the ingredient which makes this soup come alive. You can try their salmorejo, which is also a cold tomato soup, and it's also from the south. The main difference is that salmorejo has breadcrumbs in it. Personally, I prefer salmorejo to gazpacho. I think it's the breadcrumbs or the consistency that the breadcrumbs give to the soup. Just make sure that when you order it, you ask what the toppings that they're gonna put will be, because they usually put ham or boiled egg on top. So if you want it vegan, just make sure that the toppings they will add will just be more vegetables. If you like mushrooms, then you're in luck because Spain has a lot of good ones. And you can easily find setas or champiñones a la plancha, or in English, grilled mushrooms. They usually grill the mushrooms with olive oil and garlic, and they are seriously delicious. Another mushroom dish that you can find would be setas or champiñones al ajillo, or garlic mushrooms. There are actually some great mushroom restaurants in Madrid, so do try to check them out. Spain is the #1 producer of olives in the world, and also of olive oil. It's not Italy as some might think. So make sure that you try some when you are here. The country has more than 200 varieties of olives. These cured table olives are delicious and often taste of garlic. The specialty here in Madrid is called Campo Real olives, and they are small and round and bright green. So you should definitely take advantage of the cheap, high-quality olives when you are in Spain. Which of these tapas would you like to try? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you want to learn more about Spanish food, do consider subscribing. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, ciao chicos!